Moi everyone and welcome to Finish Your Plate. False morel mushrooms are a delicacy in Finland, but if you know your mushrooms, you know that false morels are actually poisonous. So how come Finns eat them? Well, it's because when you cook them properly, you actually render them edible and they are quite a delicacy. A lot of people actually seek them during season, and even out of season you can easily find them in the grocery stores canned like this. The canned ones have already been cooked and treated, so they are safe to eat. So join me and I'll show you how to make a mushroom soup using these false morel mushrooms. I brought back from Finland a can of false morel mushrooms, and I was at the farmer's market yesterday and I saw they had a whole bunch of mushrooms, so I thought, you know what, let me make some false morel mushroom soup with other mushrooms too. I have here a red onion also that I picked up from the farmer's market, so let me start by chopping up the onion first. This onion was pretty large, so I think half is plenty of onion. And let's add some butter in my pan over here. There we go. Let's wait for the butter to melt first, and then we'll add our onions. Let's wet them a little bit. And we'll add a little bit of salt. While my onions are sweating, I'm just gonna look through my mushrooms, make sure there's no dirt, visible dirt, and then I'm gonna chop these up in pretty big chunks. These actually look like they're very clean to begin with, so there's probably no need to really wash them for dirt. Mushrooms, of course, they're gonna cook down a lot, so that's why you need quite a bit of them, whatever you're making. That's why I also got these mushrooms, so I'm not gonna be just using the can of false morel mushrooms that I have. There we go. The canned mushrooms, of course, they're already cooked, so I'm gonna add them last. So right now I'm gonna add all my mushrooms in here and cook them down as well. Gonna add a little bit more salt. The other day I asked my friend who is very much into mushrooms and foraging them, I asked him, would you eat false morel mushroom soup if I made some? And his answer was a resounding no. He would not eat them. So that is definitely a Finnish thing. You can see that these have already started to wilt down quite a bit. We're gonna keep cooking them. Let's add a little bit of black pepper. While my mushrooms are cooking over here, I'm gonna take the false morel mushrooms and I'm gonna rinse these off. So now I've rinsed them off, and this is what they look like. Oops, looks like my mushrooms are getting very toasty over here. So I'm gonna deglaze with just a little white wine. Now I'll add about a tablespoon of flour. And I'm gonna add some chicken stock. and my false morel mushrooms. And now that my soup is coming back to boil, I'm just going to add about a half a cup of cream. So we're just going to let this simmer gently for a few minutes until it thickens up a little. So now let's taste the soup. Make sure there's enough salt. I think you could use a little bit more salt, but I'm just going to let it cook for a little bit because it's going to reduce just a touch. So I don't want to over salt it either. And let's serve ourselves some false morel mushroom soup. And let's try it out. Of course, I used other mushrooms here too, but this is a very nice mushroom soup. It's a very light flavor. The false morels do not have a very strong flavor to them. And the added acidity from the wine and the cream, of course, make this a really nice soup. This could be very well suited for a starter soup, for example, for a first course soup or something like that. Either way, I'm still alive after eating poisonous mushrooms. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time on Finish Your Plate.